Hi, welcome. It's time for Talk Tuesday. I'm Susan B. Lochocki, running for President of the United States with the Green Party, and this is my temporary Matters studio. These are the things that matter to me. There's lots on here, even some above. Yeah. So welcome. It's August 25th. And I released some videos earlier, some TED Talks, about making America great again, or the issue that America is already great. And these are statements made by both the Democrats and Republicans, 4 years ago during the presidential campaign and the debates. And, we are, in concept, great, yes. But the actual day-to-day living experiences of Americans is not great. I'm not going to say it's not great for all Americans. There are some who are experiencing a great America. But there are too many that are not experiencing a great America at all. And they're being left behind. And this is not acceptable. In a country that is about staying united, it is not the time to walk away from others. So it's not united for some, it's united for all. And I guess that's the main message I want you to take away from this today, from my talk today. So this is part one, and the other message is we can do better, but it's united for all, not just for some. So I want to go over a little history with you. The New World, and America, where did we get that name from? So let me first state that the current theory is that humans have been living in the Americas for at least 42,000 years. And people came over perhaps as early as that, or were here as early as that somehow. And then up until 17,000 years ago, there was, so between those two dates or time periods, a lot of people came over from Asia, from Russia, and moved down the coast in the Americas. Now, what wars went on then, we don't know. Who conquered who, we don't know. I'm sure there was a lot of conquering, probably a lot of rape, probably who knows what else. The other thing I discovered too is that there is some sort of language that does have common roots between the Native American Americans. So it's called Nadini. There's some sort of commonness to it. The Navajos speak a dialect of it, and so there is a common ground. Then there was something called the Age of Discovery that was going on in Europe, and Europeans were all excited about it. They were discovering things that they had never seen before. They didn't realize that the things they were discovering actually were people at places and homes of others. They couldn't imagine at that time that people would live in a certain way that would be so different from their own way of life. So because they couldn't understand that, and because these people were not living by written laws, they decided that they were not intelligent or not capable, or in some phrases the word savage was used. So in 1452, Pope Nicholas declared something called the Doctrine of Discovery, and that was that anyone had a right to, any European, most male, of course, had a right to land that they discovered, according to the document. So, in fact, yes, the discovery here was a Christian-based discovery. So, which leads me to the conclusion I already came to, which is it's still the Crusades. It's just in a different way. First, the Crusades started, and they came and they took over Europe, and then they moved on to take over the New World and Northern Africa, Western Africa, and so on. So, anyways, apparently there was a guy whose first name was America, or Americo. He was from Florence, and he was an Italian, which makes a little bit interesting the comment I made the other day about, I met somebody recently who was raised 80 years ago in a town that had like a few Italians, and they were the exotic ones. So the people who actually discovered from Europe the New World and came back to declare it, the guy was actually Italian. So technically, he had more the right of being in charge, I suppose, if one could say that. But anyways, I think you know what I mean. So, so in 1507, the term America was used, and it's a feminine version of his name. So he was already, the earth, it's Mother Earth, it's Mother Earth. There's no earth is motherly. It's giving, it's bountiful, it's womanly. So he wanted to prove that this new place that was being talked about was not Asia, but a fourth continent. And he did. So that he did do. He proved that. He sailed under the Spanish and the Portuguese flags, and that was his claim to fame. That's why we're called America, and we live in the Americas. What unfortunately they brought with them was disease. And disease killed a lot of people. And then also, conquering killed then a lot more people. And there was probably also rape and kidnapping and who knows what else. So it was a pretty bad time. Then there was there were rules set up then by Europe about the Americas and how to use them, how they were going to exploit them, and do all sorts of things of that nature. So that was all under the guise of the doctrine of discovery. Take over, exploit, and I don't know if that was the great part of America. Maybe some would say so. I'm going to say it wasn't. It wasn't the great part. So I'm going to stop there and continue part 2 in a second.